Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today it is time for part 9 of Season 4 and part 205 of the series as a whole. And in today's episode we play in the last 32 of the Yushan World Open against Joe Perry. It's a very tough tie to take on at this stage, and with it being only a best of 5 frames, we've got to be awake straight away to take full advantage. And it's going to be a tricky one. We could go out today, but remember, because we haven't played in this event since Season 1, every single pound and penny of prize money we gain from this tournament is a gain on the prize money charts. And because we are quite close to, in fact, very close to Sean Murphy above and Kyron Wilson, there is a good chance if we go sort of probably to the quarterfinals of this tournament, we are going to rise up to number 10 in the rankings. But as you can see, then Jack Lazowski and Luca Brissell, they're a little bit of a step up, so we require a good tournament win, I'd say, and a good run in most tournaments to be getting up to them. But who knows, if we have a fantastic season, I think somewhere like 5th is a realistic aim at the end of the year. We're not going to earn 1.6 million in the season, that's just not going to happen. But, you know, we've got a good chance to have a good season and try and win some tournaments. And hopefully we can continue our good run in the Riga Masters. We got to the semi-final there. Let's see if we can continue that with a good run here. Of course, we beat Tepchira Nu in the last round by 3 frames to 0. So hoping for a similar result here. So before we get into the match, very quickly, let's have a look at the matchup history between ourselves and Joe Perry. Now, I said that this was going to be a tough match, but beforehand, it clearly hasn't been too bad. In the 2 times we played against Joe Perry in Season 3, in the group stages of the 6 Reds and the last 32 of the Scottish Open, we beat him by 3 frames to 0 on both occasions. So a repeat of that today, I certainly wouldn't mind. But note that both of those matches were on the Pro difficulty, not on Pro Plus. This is the first time we're playing against Perry on Pro Plus. And before that, as you can see in the last 32 of the China Open in Season 2, he took us down to a decider, his closest chance to beating us for the first time. And then in Season 1, we played him at the last 16 of the Welsh Open, where he beat us by 3 frames to 1. But for a last 32 tie, considering our rankings, it is a match that is tough for both players to face. It could have definitely been a better draw for us. I think Joe Perry probably could have had a better draw as well. But it's a good match. I'm looking forward to it. A shorter match today. As I said last time out, we will be going to the long matches if we get through the last 32 here. For the smaller tournaments like this one, we are going to go to long matches from the last 16 onwards. But the likes of the English Open, the Home Nations events, the big events, and just others I generally pick, and we will be playing long matches from the last 32 onwards. I think it's going to be best of 9s after this if we get through today, but it could be best of 7s. I know that it was best of 9s in real life in the 2018 tournament, all the way to the semis where it was best of 11, then I think best of 19 in the final. But the game sometimes is a little bit different to how they're playing in real life. So, good break off there from Joe Perry. Leaves a bit of a problem, really. We need to cover that red, so we're going to have to play this a bit thicker than we'd like, and hopefully just sneak in by the green. Trajectory doesn't look too bad. Gone a little bit far though, that's not great. So it does leave an early chance for him, a little bit softer, and we wouldn't have left that on, but we were forced to play a bit of a thicker shot there, given that we would have left that red on. But it's not a definite pot. It is a straight one, but you never know. Playing it at that pace, you wouldn't think he'd miss it, but he has. Well, that's a shocker. Absolute shocker. And after our safety shot, I thought, well, Perry's in here. He's going to make at least a 20-30 break, if not more than that. But he missed the first pot, so it's our opportunity now to get a start here. Just skimmed past the blue. We're going to have to take on one of the bulk colours here. We haven't really got an option to go all fancy, so just play the yellow if I can get it straight, and just screw back a little bit, just slightly, and go for one of those long reds. Should just be an ordinary pot for us, nothing special here. Try and position ourselves to the black, but obviously we've got the pink and the blue as backup if this doesn't quite work. And I think we've gone a bit too far in our screw back. Yep, didn't quite work there, so we will use the pink as our backup option, but as I said, that's absolutely no problem.
Nicely played onto a red.
Not too keen on this shot, I have to say, but not a lot we can do about it. Play off the black cushion. Try and position ourselves. That's all right. A bit too straight on the black, to be honest.
11.
Not great, but it might be manageable. Let's see what we can do here. It's not really going to work for us, is it? It's a tricky one, because if we go for the blue and we overdo it, we're not going to be able to pot the red, but I think the blue probably gives us the best chance. It's just all about making sure you get that position, and
I'm not surprised
with
he's
the black,
turning on the long pot here.
there's too much margin for error. Although we've overhit that blue, it's okay still for the red, not perfect.
16.
I think if we would have hit it at the pace that we would have elected to hit it normally, would have been okay, but seeing as we didn't, then we had a bit of a problem. We'll cannon the red here. Hopefully we end up decently on the black. Yeah, that should be okay.
17.
Well, it's our only option, to be honest.
This looks pretty simple.
Just tap open the reds.
That hasn't
Don't
really worked out
think
at
we've
all.
got any opportunity. No, it's a bit unfortunate.
24.
Didn't commit too much to that shot, I must admit. If we can play this with side, we can definitely pot this, but it's a risk. I don't know whether to take this on or not. I'm going to see if we can get to it playing it nice and soft. It's really sort of this pace, isn't it? That's the minimum we can play it at. It's risk over reward here. If we pot this, then we leave ourselves a good chance, but Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, that's unbelievable. That was 0.1% off and the ball went that dramatically off the pocket. That's unbelievable. But we got away with it. Again, I think it was a sensible shot to play. Wasn't going to leave too much on. So I don't regret that for a minute, but where that's ended does leave us a bit of a headache from a safety perspective. This looks okay. Not great, though. Needed a bit more power on that, to be honest. A bit more or a bit less. Somewhere in the middle, where we've hit it there, wasn't great. But is he going to get his first pot? Looks good to me. And it's there.
What a beauty.
So we only made 24 off that chance. Bit disappointing, I have to say, but it's the way it goes sometimes.
Really well played.
We didn't leave anything big on for Joe Perry. He's still got to make his chance here, so no worries on that front. But these best of fives are very challenging in a bit of a unique way, really. If you lose the first frame, there's real pressure on already from the start. There's no time to get comfortable. But that was a bit of a poor shot. The cannon on the Browns killed this break. Oh, and he really didn't want that harsher contact with the green. He's left us an easy starter again.
Joe Perry.
Now, if we can get this down for the black, that'll be a pretty impressive positional shot. The pot's okay. Just need this to pull up. Yeah, I'll take that. Couldn't really do much about it being close to the cushion. Pretty powerless there. We'll try and make an opportunity here. Can't see it, but you never know.
Split looks good to me.
But it's a better split than I thought it would be, actually. That's not bad. Doesn't leave anything easy on. But this should be okay. Bit of a risk taking this on because we do leave a bit more than we might have done, but that's all about risk and reward. And it's there. Oh, we've overhit that quite a lot. Still, after all this time, my judgment of the cushions is not quite up to scratch sometimes. Just makes our job a little bit harder, I always think. So, a tough brown on here. Would take the blue on, but yeah, I just don't feel too confident taking it on. The cue ball at such close quarters. Brown's there nicely, though.
That's a top shot.
And we're back on track now.
Oh, wonderful shot.
13.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
And you'd think this should be a good chance to go and take the frame from here.
He's playing very well here.
Notice my wording of good chance, not brilliant chance or definite chance, because we have mucked up from this position before. But these early rounds, it's just about getting through. It doesn't matter how you play. It doesn't matter. It's great, obviously, if you can get big breaks and wipe the floor with your opponent. But as long as you get through, that's all that matters. And I guess you could say that for any round. But I think with the later rounds, you do need to show what you're made of. Or else you are going to get shown up by the big boys. In which, to be fair, Joe Perry is one of them. So, yeah, I'm not particularly liking this, I have to say. Not liking this shot at all. I think we're going to go a little bit risk averse, but somewhere where we can see a pot. It's a tough one. Well, it was the position I was intending, Neil. It's not a great chance, but it's somewhere where we can see a pot, so it was just making sure we could get to that position. And if we don't pot this,
along the cushion.
we only leave the one on that we've gone for. It looks good, and it's there.
Great pot.
Cracking shot.
Really well played.
Now, if we really wanted to go risky here, we could play the blue and whack into those 3 reds. But again, I just don't want to take that risk at this point. So, brown it is. It would be great if one of these reds went. Yes, it does. This one on the edge of the pack goes. So that's good news. Again, a little bit hard. Just makes this that bit harder.
34.
It's now at an angle, this shot, rather than a straight shot, which it was intended to be. But we'll go a bit of a shot to nothing here. Try and get this back up to bulk if it fails. But it's there. No need to worry about that.
Better split there.
Well, one of those things, isn't it? If we can pot the bulk ball, which is going to be a bit of a struggle. That's a bit unfortunate where we've ended up, actually. So, I think it'd probably be safety here. We'd made ourselves a good chance, but sometimes it just doesn't quite work. So, just a safety.
Well, he's managed the snooker.
And with
Let's see what
the
happens here.
comfort of having that brown there, I knew we'd got a good chance. He's hit the red, which is no problem. I was expecting him to get out of that, but as you can see, the most important thing is that he's left a chance, and of course, it's only this red we need to take the opening frame here. We're looking in decent form, not our best, but we haven't been at our best all season, I don't think, yet. We haven't got that brilliant form, but as I said, as long as we play well enough, that's all that matters. And we take the first frame here.
1.
Some decent snooker being played by us.
And that effectively shuts
We're
out
certainly
the
not
opponent
running
from
around the
frame.
table making stupid decisions, and that's always a good sign. Try and develop that last red. Well, it's actually blocked our route to the black, but it's not. Just checking, yeah, it does. That's okay, though. Take on the blue. It's a little bit trickier than I'd have liked, obviously, because we were going for the black originally.
Pot's on, and he's going for it.
Really impressive cueing.
But I think apart from the
14.
really tight pots and the ones at a tough angle, our potting is pretty good these days.
15.
Going to go for the blue again here. Again, position on the yellow, of course. We've won the frame, but
Long
it's always good to get that bit more practice, especially when you're in the first frame of a match. Just get your cueing arm going. And, ooh, very close to missing that. If that had been
Wonderful pot.
a bit of a hit and hope shot, it would have been a bit of a disaster. This is a tough positional. We're leaving ourselves a tough shot if we pop this, but it's our only real option, I would say. It's not bad positionally. I'd have liked a
22.
bit more angle on that, but this is a shot to the corner pocket again. No risk if it misses. Be nice if we pot it though. No, just off there, so bit of good experience. Again, we don't take those shots on too often, so it's always good to get experience of where you should be aiming for those. But a good first frame.
Conceded. Frame.
Got our eye in here, and as I said, the first frame in these best of five is always so important.
He's got a 1-frame advantage now. and
Has to
will
be
be
said,
looking
Joe
to
Perry not
build on
offering
that
too
lead
much
by
there.
two
When he did have a
points.
chance, he didn't make a lot of it. So that's a good omen for us. Obviously, we'd like a good match, but at these early stages, it's just nice to get through without having to sweat too
Attempting
much.
to get the white tight on the cushion.
So we just split the reds there, but doesn't leave anything easy on. That would be a tempting shot, but again, we are trying this year not to take on that many stupid shots, because that's what's lost us matches, I think, when we've actually played well. We've just got lured by those shots that are tricky. Obviously, it's that risk and reward argument. And it's worked out brilliantly sometimes when we've played those sort of shots. We've won frames because of it, because we've been bold enough to take on those shots. But sometimes it's lost us frames that have been key to winning matches, tournaments, and that's something I really want to prevent us doing this year. So just being a bit more mindful. Obviously, we'll sometimes take those shots on. Not the best safety there. Because sometimes we just get a bit aggressive and frustrating. There's nothing we can do about that. It happens, but I suppose the lesson is when we take those shots on is that we want to make sure we're potting them. So anyway, that's that ramble over. Decent safety battle here. I think he has got a sniff at a pot here. Depends if his route is blocked. I don't think it will be. We'll soon know about it.
This really is tricky.
Yeah, thought so. His potting's not been the best so far today, but that's a good one. Real stinker in terms of position, though. We know plenty of occasions where we've had rotten luck like that. We've took the positive shot on and we've missed the pot. But I'll tell you what, that was a very good shot there from Joe Perry. Have to play some sides to try and get out of this. Not ideal. Not ideal by any stretch. That just leave him an opportunity. But we had to play with side there. We couldn't really afford to play anywhere different. But that is an absolute stinker. Joe Perry is in terrible form so far.
Like that isn't what you'd expect from a player of his quality.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. That's an absolute stinker from him. And luckily, we have got a little starter. Don't mind the cue ball being slowed down by that red. That helps out a little. But it's funny, actually, these...
And he's taking this on.
I would say, not again, Joe Perry's not a lowly ranked player, but alright, anybody outside sort of the last 16, it seems that when I've recently played them, they've played horribly. Absolutely horribly. You don't really seem to get anywhere in between at the moment. The player either wipes the floor with you, or you wipe the floor with them. For example, in that Brissell match in the Riga Masters, we absolutely wiped the floor with him. And he's a top 8 player, so... It's nice to have that variance, though, but you just never know what version of a player you're going to get.
13.
Which, I suppose, is quite realistic to real life. Let's try and open these reds up now. I don't think this is going to end well. So, I might bottle out of that. Apply the blue, I think, and just screw back to this cushion. Just hope we get a sniff at something. That's all we can hope for here. Just think that screw back shot off the pinky's just wrought with danger and probably wouldn't work.
18.
Whereas we have got a sniff of this shot on the cushion here. It's tough. But good opportunity if we pot it.
Right corner.
Looks okay. Oh, lovely. Good shot.
In it goes.
Quality cueing there, really good.
Does make things awkward.
19.
If we are further down towards the cushion, this red here will be on. Might well be a plant there. Don't really want to risk it though. So we want to be a bit further down to where we are now. Only slightly though, not too much. We don't have too much of an angle playing this at. We'll see where it ends up. It's got some pace to it. It's about right actually. It might just be a tad
24.
too far away from the cushion, but actually it's a good shot. That's really good stuff. That was a good shot, that was. Just to show the positional shot was an absolute stinker. Way too hard on that.
25.
So I think it's probably safety time here. Leave it in the bulk. Not too bothered about getting a snooker. Just wants to get this safe.
Not what he intended, but it's
No,
worked
it's alright,
out
it's okay.
Neil Robertson.
Again, just don't want to take any silly risks. Need a more balanced approach to our game.
He'll want to get this cue ball close to the cushion.
Where's that red going that we've moved? Cue ball's got a nice trajectory. It's going to block that red, which helps. It's the only red that's in a real potting position. He's got to be brave to take anything else on.
What a
And he
top
does.
ball
Well, that's a
performance.
fantastic shot.
1.
Again, it's that whole risk versus reward idea, but he's going to try and get us in a snooker. That is an absolute stinker of a shot. I mean, he goes and plays a worldy shot like he does, and then plays that. I mean, that's just awful, isn't it?
1.
So, another chance for us here. Joe Perry really not in his game so far, really not.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
It's a bit of a shame that there are some parts of me that go, phew, this is nice. We've got a decent chance to get 2-0 up now, but it is a shame. But as several people have said to me throughout the series and in other walks of life as well,
7.
you can only beat who's ahead of you at the end of the day.
We know what a prolific
And a
long
relatively
potter
low
he is,
scoring
so
frame
I'd
so
assume
far.
he'd take this on.
Only 32 points for us, now 33. Only 4, sorry, for Perry. That was a bad shot. That was nowhere near as hard as it should have been. So, a risky shot on here. It is 37 we've scored now, actually. Gonna have to play this with power. Got no choice. But it's there. Great shot. Positionally, we might be a bit poor, though. Always happens when you have a bit of a
13.
shot to nothing. So, green and then play with a bit of topspin. I'm just nervous about the cannon with the brown. Yep, we've missed the brown. That's okay.
Brilliant.
How far's this going to run? I don't know where. There might be another red somewhere, so we might be in luck.
16.
Robbo's head's in the way. Yeah, that one to the middle pocket looks pretty good.
He's taking this on to the right middle.
We're not really being threatened too much, are we, so far? This is
17.
fairly comfortable. Apart from that fantastic long pot he took on. And potted, and I don't know if that's just a bit of luck now.
The long
Because
pot's on,
everything
and
else
he's
that
going
Joe
for
Perry's
it.
played today has been horrible.
Trademark long pot there. Such talent.
Thank you very much, David Hemming.
22.
Not very often we get a nice word said about us. Any praise from the commentators. It's usually, oh, that's a terrible shot. Not the best split there. I can actually do a decent Neil Folds impression, but
Nicely done.
I'll leave that for a special occasion.
That shuts the door on his opponent in this frame.
Oh, God. We hear that every frame as well, don't we? But I didn't actually realise what the scores were. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but that should shut the door on the frame. That red there that we've just potted should definitely shut the door on it.
30.
2-0 up. 3 frames to go. It's worrying times for Joe Perry. It's okay for us, though.
He's an expert long potter and he's taking this on. Tremendous.
I think our problem is, more so in tournaments, that we don't really face too much opposition at this early stage. So that when we get to the last 16, etc., we're not really wired in
36.
as such. I'm not really too bothered about potting this red. I'm just going to
He's
pot the
going
pink,
for the right centre pocket
play
here.
up to the red so we don't concede a foul, and just get on with the third frame.
Neil Robertson.
Yep, he'll concede there.
42.
So
Frame
2-0.
Frame
2-0 up, we're free to play.
That's
As
the
I said, we're
frame.
in a very strong position at the moment, but that can all change.
Thank you. The third frame. Joe Perry to break.
It's all about getting that last frame. Obviously, I don't have to mention that Ronnie match again. I've mentioned it far too many times, more than I thought I would in Season 4 already. But there are other matches where we've been ahead and we've squandered our chance. And we thought, how the hell have we lost that? And this is one of those shots. Again, that whole risk-reward argument.
Chance, but a chance nonetheless.
I think the reward outweighs the risk, and that was a
That's an
brilliant
excellent
shot,
shot,
brilliant
right?
pot. And the cue ball has ended up quite nicely on the blue.
1.
Not perfect. Not inch perfect anyway, but I couldn't have positioned it that much better if I'd have put the cue ball on the table myself. So we didn't have to do too much work there to give ourselves a chance. And this could be very similar to the last video, all over within half an hour. And I don't know whether to...
Going for the left corner pocket.
You might have to engage with me here, guys.
No issues there.
I don't know whether to stop
cue.
coming back for... Not the last 32. I think I'll continue to come back for the last 32 because we can definitely go out. It was only when we went up to Pro Plus that I started coming back at the last 64 stage because any match we could go out of.
12.
But at the moment, at least, it seems we're comfortably getting
Taking
through
on the
these
pot along the cushion.
last 32, last 64 matches.
13.
So I don't know whether to revert to what we did in the past and come back at the last 16 stage. Also, you've got the risk there. If we do go out a bit earlier and
20.
we're a bit shocked, then obviously you don't get to see any action from the tournament. But
Just looking to drop this in.
again, it's one of them. It's a bit of a tricky dilemma, but we're playing decently here. Just about enough
Nicely onto the
to get back on the black. And this is a risky shot.
21.
I'm not too fond of these because it's a risk, as I said.
That's
We
a
missed
good
the black,
split.
but we've potted
There's a
it.
real chance here.
And we just went for it there. And that is a cracking split.
28.
Doesn't really leave anything that's a fantastic chance. In terms of anything that's really straight and at close quarters. But it certainly leaves a good chance to the bulk corner pocket here.
Tempted by this red.
And pot this, which we have. And it's a great chance
Just look at that for a positional shot. Superb.
to win this in a
29.
whitewash fashion. With no reply from Joe Perry. I know I got slated a bit when I started this snooker series, and I used a tennis analogy, and my friend Captain Goodspeed said, "You can't say that when you're talking about snooker." I think I said, "Well, we've won this match in straight frames." Nothing wrong with that.
Taking it on.
What's wrong with that? I won't bring it back though, because that'll just annoy him.
Yes,
That's
he'll be very
not the
pleased
best
with
shot,
that
I'll
shot.
tell you. That's
What can he
not
do here?
great.
41.
I don't really know why they're all clapping that, because that wasn't brilliant. Does leave a trickier shot than really we should have had, I would say.
No more than half a chance here.
Good pot.
Great pot.
Position looks very good.
Gone a
here.
bit far again, though.
Played that very well.
Way too far, I would argue. I mean, again, they're all clapping the position. I don't see how we've got good position here. We've absolutely squandered that one. It is certainly one of those chances if Joe does get in. He could clear the table, but look at that. Well, that's the problem when you've got to hit it so
Really disappointed
soft.
with that.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson, 42.
Trying to get by the yellow.
Perry,
You
4.
play something like that.
1.
Oh dear.
Joe
Well,
Perry,
well
1.
basically, we've got away there with our opponent being absolutely terrible today. No two ways about it, really. Going to do well if we played the thin shot there to avoid everything, so... It's just this red that I'll just try and get the red line on it. That red there that's direct to the red line, that's the only problem. So try and get this cue ball up where we are now. That's not bad, that's not bad. It's just a shame we have developed the one red to potentially leave a pot on. I think it is a good chance. But no, just a safety here from Perry. He seems to have given up, to be honest. He's just whacking the ball around. Not the worst shot in the world there, but disappointing for a player of his calibre.
This is not easy.
That's a fabulous.
So the red's there. I think that should be the chance we need now to go and win the frame. Again, it's not been perfect from us. But as I said before, it's certainly so far anyway. It's not all over yet. But so far, it's been enough for us. And that's all you need sometimes.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt. Oh, what a shot that is.
Very nicely done.
Been very one-sided. I think he's probably even got less points than Tepchaya. But nothing I can do about that.
Control he was after there.
Except
Lots
gift
of
him a
using
chance.
little.
7.
Again, we're not really playing awfully well here.
He's taking on this pink.
Need a good pot on the pink. It looks pretty good. It's there.
Beautifully done.
He seems
Need
full of
another
confidence
good
at the
pot
moment.
to follow that up.
13.
Along the cushion.
He's aiming for the left
So it's
corner
not
here.
perfect. But it's there.
Great shot.
Now that
Simply
black's...
wonderful.
I thought it might have given us a headache there, that black. But green should be okay to pot.
Yes, he's taking the pot on.
And if this goes, we're not too far away. Yep, it's there. Needs to come off the cushion, but it's a good pot. I have to say, we're not playing our best snooker here. But we're 54 ahead, and this red will put us into the last 16.
Required.
Good shot.
That's right out of the top drawer.
That effectively removes any chance.
Well,
of the
I
comeback.
can apologise. I can only apologise that it's not been the best match for you guys today.
To the right middle.
But Joe Perry really hasn't turned up. We've played a few poor shots, but I think that's just out of complacency
So,
more than
this
anything.
pot into the right corner. Tremendous pot.
25.
But I hope you guys have enjoyed nonetheless.
Gently into the pocket.
We will play the first part of that last 16 match
32.
on Monday's episode. We are obviously back to the normal schedule now. We had a bit of a
Gently does it.
break in the schedule. Only affected one episode, I think. This being out on Saturday.
33.
It's just the
Aiming for the
Wednesday
centre
episode
pocket.
that was affected. But everything okay now. We'll have to see who we're playing in the last 16.
39.
Could really be anyone.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
It was Kyron Wilson. Was it Kyron or was it Brissell? I think it was, yeah, it was Brissell actually. And that was quite a kind draw to us in the end. Just didn't turn up, did he, Brissell? In the last 16 of the Riga Masters. So I think we are being a bit harsh on ourselves. Yes, the player might not turn up, might not play that well, but we've still got to take the chances.
Quality queuing there. Really
Not the
good.
best shot.
45.
Under hit that one slightly, so again, bit of a shot to nothing. Absolutely no risk now if we miss this. No, not quite there, but Joe Perry will shake our hand. I think he'll accept he's had a bit of a lacklustre day, but we won't complain. We head into the last 16 with a solid victory of 3-0.
And he's through to the next round.
Let's have a quick look at the stats. I mean, a highest break of only 45. That just shows we weren't really in our best form, but we did enough. And only 21 points. That's an average of 7 points a frame. Put it into perspective, probably a red and a pink each frame he got. But a good win. A nice, comfortable win. And let's see who it is in the last 16. I've got a feeling, just a hunch, it's going to be John Higgins. I can't see the screen. I can see the left side and only see to best of 5 frames. That's annoying. I had put the match length on long, so that's obviously not fixed itself. But my God. Wow. I said it could be anyone. And that is about as tough as it comes. Unfortunately, it is only a best of 5 frames. The game does glitch a little bit sometimes where it doesn't set up the long match for some reason. So it's going to be a best of 5 next time out. I can only apologise for that. But that does add a new dynamic for our first match against Judd Trump for quite a while. I think the last time we played him was when we won the Scottish Open last year. But, well, a big player is going to drop out here, and it's our job to make sure it's Judd Trump. As you can see, if we get through this round, it's 20k to the coffers, and that would pretty much make sure, again, unless Sean Murphy or Kyron Wilson have a brilliant run, if we win this match, that pretty much guarantees we're back in the top 10 for the first time in a long while. So, on Monday, we will play the entirety of the match against Judd Trump. Again, I apologise, it's only going to be a best of 5, but if we do get through that match, I can only hope that long match length does kick in. But I guess a best of 5 does add a bit of a different dynamic. So it's the Juggernaut against the Thunder from Down Under on Monday at 6 PM. Make sure to tune in for that, obviously, to receive notifications when that video is released. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to receive notifications of all of my videos as well. Make sure to leave a comment of your thoughts and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. I've done that the wrong way around to what I usually do. That's why I was a bit hesitant, because I was a bit confused. I usually do like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe, comment and like. It's completely different, but it is 2020. I suppose it's been an odd year. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you for your company. I've been TIJ Gaming, and I'll see you guys again for some more snooker action from the Yushan World Open on Monday. Goodbye for now.